Hello and welcome to OzChris vs Marvel Comics for week 5 of October, here with reviews of Excalibur No. 1, Silver Surfer Black No. 5, the Superior Spider-Man No. 12, and Venom No. 19. So starting off with the rookie of the group, the newborn Excalibur No. 1, the third title to come out of for Dawn of X, of what Hickman's doing with the X-Men. So, Excalibur No. 1, written by... Wait, here we go. Yep. Written by Tini Howard, art by Marcus Toe, the coloring by Eric Arciniega, the cover by Mahmoud Azra and Matthew Wilson. So, in CAMELOT, the other world in CAMELOT, Morgan Le Fay has found one of the portals, the Krakoa portals, manifesting within her kingdom. And while this is going on, Betsy is getting ready to leave to Krakoa, to go to Krakoa, as Apocalypse has been told about the portal to CAMELOT being blocked off. It's not easily accessible, and that they will need a champion to breach it. And who better than Betsy and her connection to, Captain Britain. There's so many fucking captains, Jesus Christ. Captain Britain, and given Captain Britain's connection to, the other world, Avalon, CAMELOT, and all that, Betsy has the two of them, herself and Captain Britain, head to CAMELOT to find out what's going on with Morgan Le Fay, who once they arrive, she corrupts Captain Britain, as the other X-Men try to figure out what's going on and if they could help her. So Jubilee, Rogue, and Gambit with Apocalypse trying to help Betsy and try to get into Avalon. And that's essentially what is going on. So story, I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5. It is very average. There's an interesting premise there, but there was nothing in this that wanted me to continue this. I'm definitely not going to continue Excalibur. There's a cool concept of just protect the other world. We're going to form another Excalibur to protect Avalon, CAMELOT and all that. While this whole Dawn of X stuff is going on, you got Betsy as Captain Britain, even though, as I've been told, she's never wanted to be Captain Britain. She only becomes Captain Britain at the end, and it's because of what happens to what's his name, Brian, her brother, the Captain Britain. So she's forced to become Captain Britain because of the situation. So it's not particularly her choice. Then you have Rogue, Gambit, Jubilee, who are just kind of there. It's because they know Betsy. And the only ones that really have something to do with this plot are Betsy and Apocalypse. Apocalypse is told of the portal to the Krakoa portal to CAMELOT is being blocked off, and he's trying to find a way to open it and to investigate what's going on. So really, all the other members are just kind of there because they're on the cover. But yeah, the story, there's an interesting premise, but how it's executed for the first issue, it wasn't good in my opinion. It's a bit stale. The art and the coloring, though, I'll give a 4 out of 5. The art and coloring here is good, particularly in the parts with Morgan Le Fay and CAMELOT, her followers and all that, is definitely where the art and the coloring was at its strongest. A lot of the stuff with Krakoa, not really. It's still good, but it's not as good as the Avalon, CAMELOT stuff. And the cover, I'm going to give a 4 out of 5. I think it's a good cover, good art, and good coloring on that one. And that was my one and only experience with Excalibur. I am not going to read any more of this. It did not impress me. Sayonara. So on to Silver Surfer Black, written by Donny Cates and Tradd Moore. The art by Tradd Moore, coloring by Dave Stewart. And I got the variant, which is by... who did this? Ron Lim. That's who it was. Ron Lim and Mike Spicer. So, Silver Surfer prepares for his final fight against Null, the symbiote god, as Null wants to turn the Silver Surfer into one of his minions, wants to take control of him, but Silver Surfer said uses the the light within him to defeat Null, and then goes to a barren planet, creates life there. Zen-La, the planet that the Watcher told that Silver Surfer will die on, and then eventually, as the planet is given life, Silver Surfer is back, and that pretty much that's all that really goes on within this issue. So story, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. I think it was very average. It did feel particularly a bit rushed. I think this could have been maybe a 6 issue. To me, the story in this felt a bit rushed. It's just like, yeah, we're leading to this final fight with Null, and it's just like, okay, now it's done, and now we have some weird resurrection stuff. Sure, rightio. I don't know. It really was just kind of average. The art and coloring, I'm gonna give it 3.5 out of 5. Sometimes the trippiness is a bit too much. Sometimes it's alright, but I feel like it works with the cosmic stuff, but Null is a character that's supposed to be terrifying. It's a horror character. It's supposed to be creepy and evil, and the art does not help with that. The art does not really work in Null's favor. He doesn't elicit that kind of feeling that he did when he debuted in Venom. But I think surprisingly, like after that, like these few scenes here, these few pages here of Silver Surfer kind of creating life and sacrificing himself, and then soon to be reborn himself, was actually like some actually good parts of the art and coloring. And then the cover, I got the Ron Lim one. I'm gonna give that a 4 out of 5. It's a good cover, good art, good coloring, much better than the standard one. I think the standard one was a bit bland. That's why I decided to get the Ron Lim one itself. It actually looks pretty good. Just Silver Surfer and Null fighting each other, and Null actually looks a bit terrifying in this one compared to inside the actual comic itself. So on to Superior Spider-Man number 12. Voice crack. Sorry. Written by Christos Gage, by Mike Hawthorne, coloring by Jordi Belair, the cover by Hawthorne and Maury Hollowell. So, say goodbye to the Superior Spider-Man as Dr. Octopus is back as part of his deal with Mephisto in order to save Jacob, I believe the kid's name was. Jake, I think it was. James. I was close. I got the JA part. James, to save James, Otto has returned to become Dr. Octopus and seemingly tricks Norman into thinking, yeah, he's evil again. He's now as, you know, his quote unquote true self. As the two fight it out, and Otto being the superior one, defeats alternate universe Norman, sends him back, and makes his statement that he is truly back to who he is supposed to be, who he really is, Dr. Octopus. And that's seemingly the end of the Superior Spider-Man, but it is still hinted that his time as the Superior Spider-Man has still with him, as he as he says, no trouble me again, and it shall go badly for all concerned. And he's crying that he's pushing away people that actually care about him. So it's hinted. A little bit of his experience is still there, but for all intents purposes, the Superior Spider-Man is dead, and Dr. Octopus is now returned. So story, I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5. I think it was above average. It was okay in a lot of parts. I do like the kind of the message with it is Otto made the ultimate sacrifice to save someone that admired him and someone that he cared about by returning to the person that he didn't want to be anymore. But I don't know. I kind of wish we still kept him as Superior Spider-Man, who's actually developing more as a character. It wasn't just like the same person over and over and over and over and over again. He was actually becoming a real hero, but I don't know. I'm a bit mixed with this decision. Art and coloring, I'm gonna give a 4 out of 5. I think the art and coloring here is definitely good. And the cover, I'm going to give a 4 out of 5. Good art and coloring, although Superior Spider-Man doesn't appear in this book, technically, but it is supposed to be kind of like symbolic that it's his end. The Superior Spider-Man is essentially dead. Venom number 19, written by Donny Cates, art by Ivan Coelho, coloring by Rain Barreto, the cover up by Kyle Hotz and Dan Brown. So as Symbiote Maker chases after Dylan and Normie, Dylan decides to head back to the lab to retrieve Sleeper in order to combine with him to fight Symbiote Maker, but something within Dylan prevents Sleeper from taking hold and actually kind of scares him. But instead, it allows Dylan to take control of Sleeper to help defeat Symbiote Maker with the help of the Avengers. But the Symbiote Maker instead disappears after he's supposedly defeated. And essentially, that's what goes on within this issue. So story, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I think this was a good story. Also leading up to, there's something going on with Dylan. He has this innate power within him, something that even scares a symbiote like Sleeper, and something that he's keeping a secret from Eddie. So we're probably going to see that getting developed within the Venom series, or because I know there's a Web of Venom like one shot about Dylan and Normie, so maybe that'll be explored in there instead, but we'll see. But it was very interesting. I liked it. The art and the coloring, I'm going to give a 4.5 out of 5. The art and coloring here is great. A lot of great scenes, especially the scenes here of Dylan using Sleeper to attack Symbiote Maker and helping the Avengers defeat him. The cover, I'm going to give a 4.5 out of 5. I think the art and coloring on the cover is great. Has nothing to do with the interior, though. That's my main problem with it. It really has nothing to do with the interior. So that is it for these reviews. Thank you all for watching. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you haven't already, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you want to follow me on social media, my Twitter and Instagram handles are in the outro. And I will see you all next time.